Much harder to be a successful professional today than it was 50 years ago. Do you have any idea how easy work was for someone born in 1950 when they were 35 years old? They worked a fraction of the hours that people today work. And it was much easier. I'm old enough to remember what it was like being a journalist in the 1980s. When you left your workplace at 6 o'clock, nobody could reach you. You were done. I never took work home. It is so much harder now. So when we observe higher rates of unhappiness, of dysfunction, of whatever in the current generation, it's because they have a lot more on their plate than previous generations did. So we've raised the bar. And whenever you raise the bar, you're going to be much more aware of those instances where you have fallen short. Much harder.
Nailed it. Nailed it. Like most things, Malcolm Gladwell, he's absolutely right and on the money. And I think any of you watching this would know what he's talking about, right? Like, today you're just never off. You're just never switched off. You're never off grid. Even if you try. You can try and leave your phone in another room. It's still going to ring. You're probably going to hear it. And if you're anything like me, if you're disconnected from the things that are connecting you to the world, the anxiety that comes from the disconnection is actually more energy consuming than just being connected. Like, I feel calmer being connected to the world than I do being disconnected from the world and knowing that I'm disconnected. I'll tell you guys a true story. Very recently, we're on tour and I'm traveling, and I got on the plane, and I'm sat on the plane and I'm doing my thing, and the plane takes off, and immediately after the plane took off, I got my phone, got my laptop, I kind of opened the laptop, had the phone on, and I went into the on-air Wi-Fi. And my partner traveling with me was like, how long have you been flying, right? I was like, years. First time I got on a plane was 2002, right? So what's that? 22 years I've been flying. And she says, and when did on-air Wi-Fi become a thing? Now just think about that. On-air Wi-Fi really became a thing 3, 4, maybe 5 years ago for some of the long-haul flights. But I got on the plane and I couldn't imagine not being connected. Right, just not being connected. It gave me anxiety. The idea that I was going to be on this long-haul flight that was, I think it was 14 hours, and I wasn't going to be connected. I was like, not happening, I'm connecting immediately. And I think Malcolm Gladwell here is absolutely on the money. You really have to make sure that you're guarded with your time and guarded with the amount of connectivity you allow yourself to the world and that you allow the world to you, because there is a declining rate of productivity, a point at which you're just so connected, you're not, the marginal unit of connection doesn't create an additional unit of productivity. In fact, it begins to diminish, first. But second, I think it's just bad for your health. Cheers.